Alright guys, so after a little bit of testing and obviously knowing exactly what I need to get, I've decided on kind of like this shape here. So I'm not sure about this one yet, but definitely this kind of like half moon, like crescent shape is what we're going to go for the entire build. So the idea is it's going to go all the way up, and probably for the manufacturers I'm going to have to widen it a little bit. But this is pretty much the base shape of it. So via car we're going to bring in quartz crystal and silica. The quartz crystal is going to be like 100 and the silica is going to be like 180. So this road connected to my main road here, this is where the vehicles are going to be coming in. So we're going to have two truck stations over here somewhere, and we're going to get all of this quartz crystal and silica from this location. Let me show you. So this road is pretty much done, although the connecting part I still have to finish up a little bit. So it's kind of a very cool road. This entire road's blueprint. So this is available on my Patreon at the moment, so feel free to go and grab it there. The Patreon link is in the description, so you can see it there. And right up there you can see where my small little quartz production is. I still need to do a little bit of trim here, I see, but this one's pretty much good to go. And I'll probably be breaking I'll use either, I don't know, I'll use either trucks or I'm going to use tractors. I still haven't decided which one yet. But the road can obviously accommodate either. Alright. So this section here is I still need to remove this bit here. Still need to remove this bit here just so the vehicles can freely cross. Similar to what I've done here on the left hand side. Look at those two guys racing. Getting back to the build. Let's set up the first lodgy floor for the constructors, or sorry, the assemblers that will be the three on top. So similar to this one over here, you'll see I do two floor or two wall height logistics floor, and then usually for manufacturers I do 4 high, and for normal assemblers like that one there I only go 3 high. So just a quick one for those wondering how I did the curve. I've shown this a couple of times, but just for the benefit of those who missed it. So you place your first one down here, press H to lock it in, and then move it to this, not to the center, to the edge, but halfway down to the right, so halfway in and on the edge of where you want to go to. Then once you're here, you just hold your mouse like kind of on the edge there, and if you hold control, you see you can scroll with your mouse and you can kind of like alter by, I think this is 10 degrees, 5 or 10 degrees, and you can alter it by 1 notch. So I go 1 notch and I go out 2, and then if you go over here and you press control again, it will kind of remember the previous setting. So just kind of like get it a little bit just off center. So you can see if it's center, I think it will kind of like level out, but if it's on the edge, you should be good. So 2 out, and another 2, another 2, and then the last 2. And then what you need to do is, because it pivots in the middle right there, as you can see there, whoops, so it pivots right in the middle. What you want to do is when you place your foundation down, you need to move it to the middle. And the reason you want to do that is if I place these 2 here and then remove them, you'll see we've got a perfect joint there, which is excellent. So let me quickly do these as well. And there you go. So, alright, let's add our logistics floors, and once the logistics floors are in, we can start adding the assemblers for the first floor. Alright, there we go. So these guys up here are going to do our supercomputer. So let's actually quickly set them to that. So let's see, yeah, a supercomputer. And we can use 4 computers, 2 AI limiters, 3 high-speed connectors, and 28 plastic. And we'll probably sloop these guys. Right, so these guys should now do... it's going to be 20 in total, because 10 without being slooped and 20 with being slooped. Alright, so the next step is going to be getting everything into here. So I think we'll start with the first one, is do the silica and the quartz crystal. So we're going to have to sort out the little vehicle drop-off point. So let me have a think about that one, and I'll get back to you guys. Right, as you guys can see, I've figured out a way to put these 2 truck stations in here, where they don't take up too much space and they make a bit more sense. So I'll probably be using the big trucks for this one. Not that it's really needed. It's just, this is my preference at the moment. But the one thing I want to show you quickly is I want to put something down here just to round it off a little bit. So I want to grab one of these and put them right here. But the thing is, I actually want to have it there, but I want them to be able to be over this painted section here, but not by this much, just by a little bit. So one way to do this is actually to have the to have a foundation, or have that round corner foundation to be just like 1 or 2 pixels higher than the painted one. So you can put it in there and it won't interfere with the vehicles. You'll get your rounded little trim section here, but you'll have your rounded little trim section here, and it won't be high to interfere with the vehicles, and it will still look good. So let me show you how I do this. So I place down this metal pillar, and I'm just going to go a little bit down here just so I've got some room to move or to maneuver. And you can use this one here because they freely move up and down here. I generally like to use this one, but it doesn't really make a difference. So what you want to do is, you can see there, you can go slightly below or you can go slightly above. So what I want to do here now is I want to go just slightly above that foundation, this one over here. And the idea is then, so that if I place another foundation onto this one, it's going to be slightly higher than this one. So let me show you what that means in practice. So if I place this one up here, this one now should be higher than the painted floor, but not enough to interfere in any way. So if we push this down here, you'll see, perfect, that's just high enough. So this one won't, there's no Z fighting here whatsoever, because the one is actually higher than the other one, even though it doesn't look like it. But in order to lift it, to avoid Z fighting, you can just lift the one above the other one, but it's going to be so small that you can hardly even see that that is actually the case. And that's how you do it. You do this little pillar trick. Alright, so we made some progress here. The shape of the build is coming along quite nicely. I've hooked up all the belts, and I've done the vehicle route. So you got the vehicles bringing in the silica, which you can see here, and quartz crystal on this one over here. And then for the other supplies, we're bringing it in from the train station there at the back. You can actually see the train coming in just now. And this is going to be quick wire, a little bit of rubber, and some plastic. And it's got a bus coming in underneath this road section, then just kind of like linking up to this train station. And a lot of these, I think the plastic and quick wire and 1 or 2 other things are fed into this. This is the radio control unit building, and I'm grabbing the rest and then busing it into the build here. So for now, I just hooked everything up, and I'll see, like I said, I'll see if I can make this better. But at the moment, it's running. It's running pretty good actually. So these are all slooped. They're taking computer, AI computers, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and plastic, slooped it, and we're doing what is this, 3.5, 3.3333 times 3 rounds it off to an average of 10. Right, so now we're going to be adding, start the decoration stuff, and I'm going to do the pillars, just kind of like close up these sides first, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Right, so since these are perfectly aligned, we can literally just slap the glass in here and drag it up. So we'll see how that goes, and see if what I had in mind kind of works in practice as well. So just normal glass. Yeah, let's just put it in and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I've done a little bit of testing, and I kind of want to do what I did here with the glass, this section here. I want to do the same on top here and drag it all the way up. This now kind of brings us to two problems here. So on this one, you can see the joints are nice and even. But on this one, we've got a big gap there. Now a way to fill this up so that it still looks good and that you still have the clean gap here, you're going to have to use a technique that I don't know if I developed it, but I haven't seen anybody else use the same way or the same one, and I kind of use this technique to do the same on that round structure over there, that's a water packaging plant, to get the joints to line up nice and even. Alright, so let me show you how this works. So this one's going to be easy. We're going to have to fix this corner at some point. I'm not going to do it right now. So there we go. Nice and even. So we're trying to get this kind of joint, or at least that look, as close as we can, going around these edges here. Now you can't just, you can do, on this case you can do this one, but as soon as you start getting a bit further on, it becomes really difficult, and you see now you're starting to run into problems. So you can go a bit forward, but now it sticks out. So you don't want it to stick out, and you also want the joints to be nice and even. So the way to do this is, again, we're going to use beams, big surprise. And what we're going to do is you go onto the edge there and you go out just beyond 8 meters, anything above over 8 meters, and in this case I'm just going to drop it down one as well. And when you place it on the beam, you get a nice clean angle there. Now if you remove this one and you basically just repeat this process, and you just keep on the edge of whatever curve that you're going to go on, and you just go just beyond 8 meters, so you can keep the curve nice and smooth. And once you get there, I'm going to drop it down 1 and go up 10, and then we can remove it. And now you can see you actually get a perfect joint there, and there's no problems. The only thing that you do need to keep in mind is once you get to the end, it might not line up perfectly, so if you can go into like a pillar, that's going to be perfect. So let me quickly do this one, and I'll get back to you guys. Right, so I've done this entire section now using the exact same technique, and as you can see now, you get a nice smooth curve going around, well, as smooth as you can with 8 meters, with the 8 meter section. So these edges here, as you can see, sticks out a little bit, but an easy way to fix that is to grab one of these small pillars. Do I have one available? No, I have to go with this one. So you can just grab this one, you can put it down there, and the overlap that you get, so let me just demonstrate what I mean by placing it in here. So if you do like half, it's going to be pretty good, probably pretty good. So place this one down. Let's just make this white. You see that will cover, so that can work as a trim for the section, and it also then covers up the slight deviations you got going here because you're forced to go around a curve that isn't segments of 8 meters long. Right, I think let's add the trim in here, and then we need to do something to cover this section here. But let's stick to one project at a time and not get distracted too much. Okay, this is looking pretty good so far. Like this entire section, at least glass-wise, is pretty much done. We need to figure out what we're going to do with this transition section. Probably going to be something in the lines of... Oh, hello. Calm down. Jesus. Is something like this, going down one, probably something like this. Alright, let me make a blueprint on this one, and I'll come back and we'll see what happens. Okay, that kind of looks cool. It looks fairly trimmed. For this gap here, I'll probably just take this pillar straight up. There we go. Alright, this is definitely coming along. Right, so this section is now complete. So there's the metal pillar, kind of like trim that I was talking about earlier. So putting that in there just kind of rounds it off quite nicely, and there's no glitching of the glass. So that's all of them, and I've managed to complete the top side as well. Still got a bunch of gaps there in the foundation, but I'm going to address that soon. So I'm moving to the front side now. I've done a little bit of a test here, so we're going to do the same with the windows here, and with the metal pillar we can put that across as well, but this is going to be quite easy to do because it's all straight, so we'll go quite quick, and then we'll do this side as well, and once we're done I'll show you guys what it looks like, and we'll just kind of like get an idea of how this how the elevators are going to work. But the idea is that you can walk out that side, climb to this elevator and go up. Originally I was going to do an elevator all the way up, but I still want to keep this gap open, so having an elevator shaft going all the way down kind of null and voids that idea. So let's see if this is going to work. So we'll pop back in as soon as we're done. Alright, let's go have a look. So this one is now complete. Oh, you missed the train. This this coast is getting busy. Alright, so we've got a central bus coming up here. It's being fed from these the bus going all the way down, and comes from that building over there. And this one we've got two entrances to get into the building proper. So one on that side over there, and then this one right here. And this takes you up to the first logic floor, which then gives you elevator access. And then from here you have to take the elevator to go further up, so we're going to go one floor up. Oh, yeah, that's wrong. Oh no, it's right, there we go. So here's our first production floor. So it's mirrored on the other side. You can see these guys are going slightly, I actually need to underclock them a little bit. But yeah, these guys are doing AI limiters, as you saw. So we're going to go head up, we're going to skip this logistics floor, and we're going to go up to the next production floor. And this is just kind of more of the same. This one just does a different product. So this is doing computers, and then that goes up with the conveyor lifts as soon as it's ready. So we're going to go skip that production floor as well. We're going to go up to the next production, or we can skip the logistics floor, but we'll move up to the next production floor. So you've got one of our first sets of manufacturers, and these guys are doing crystal oscillators. I've got a bunch of them, but this is where we can also now access the elevator for the central column. So the building is pretty much a mirror image on both sides, and now we're going to head in here. So it's besides for the curve, the layout of the building is pretty much, it's fairly simple, and it's essentially just you do whatever you do on the one side, you do on the other side as well. So I want to show you this logistics floor here. So this is for the manufacturers. Now luckily these manufacturers only take 3 inputs, or they only require 3 inputs, so that just makes the building of the logistics floor a little bit easier and a little bit more forgiving, because you don't have, like, imagine another belt in here. It can become a little hectic, and you'll see with the last one it is actually a little bit hectic. Might consider actually making the logistics floor for manufacturers that require 4 inputs, maybe a little bigger, just to accommodate the additional belt coming in. So this one here, you can see I've got 4 inputs here, but this is just for show. One of them isn't being used because this is what's this one making? Oh, high-speed connectors. All right. We'll head up to, well, I think this is going to be the logistics floor. Let's just have a look. Logi floor. Oh, this is the last one. Oh, that's right. We go all the way up to the roof to the drone. So this is where the supercomputers are being made. These are making 3.33. With them being stood, this adds it up to 10 supercomputers per minute coming from these 3 machines. It then goes up by, it then goes up with that conveyor belt, and then goes up to the drone. And the drone currently takes it to Dimensional Depot and a sink for now. So here we go, this is the drone station. So you'll see the supercomputers are going to be coming in from that point way there at the back. It's going to come through here, goes into the drone station, and I think we got the drone here. Yeah, here we go. Hey Billy. He's going to pick up some more. And then once it's done, it's going to a temporary point right over there where currently it's being sunk. That's where I'm going to have some sort of central storage, probably. And that's about it, yeah. So supercomputers getting spewed out over there. Gets gobbled up by this little cute guy. And then it just gets, or at least the excess gets sunk. And that's pretty much it for this build. So this is my supercomputer factory, and then as usual, I'd just like to thank my patrons again. Their continuous support is what allows me to dedicate the time to build these kind of builds. This building for my patrons will be available as a mega print, as well as the world save will be available, and all of the blueprints that I've used in this building is also currently on my Patreon as well, and that you guys can just grab it there if you're a supporter. If you're interested to support me via Patreon, you can just check the link in the description, and that's it. I'll see you on the next one.